All right, in this video, we are comparing two of what I consider the best boxes out there for traveling on your roof rack. Yes, these can go in your vehicle too, but for the most part, people put these on their Prinsu, Front Runner, you name it, roof racks. So let's check it out. On top, we got the Roam. That is the 95 liter adventure case. And below we have the 23-0, which is 102. So just looking at them right off the bat on the, and I'll separate these in a second. I just want to put them one over the other to show you that, you know, they're off by 7 liters of storage. The 23-0 has more. So you can see it's kind of centered, right? So the 23-0 is a little bit bigger, and side view, well, they're almost the same width. I would say, let me get behind my ladder here, almost the same width. The as far as height, the Roam is going to stand about 1.5 inches, 2 inches taller than the 23-0. So the 23-0, I think, gives like a more just simple design, less utilitarian and more streamlined and sleek. Low, and you can see there's 4 latches. The Roam is more utilitarian, you know, more like a classic case, you know, from like Pelican style or Husky style with, you know, a lot of little edging, things like that. But let's get these side by side and start comparing, because as much as they look the same, there are some definitive differences. Okay, now we have them side by side, and let's go over the definitive differences between these two. So first one is the design. You know, they both have this up top, which is kind of interesting because you can mount a, you know, ActionTrax or MaxTrax to the top. If you're trying to conserve space, you can put it right there and mount pins. There's a couple videos online that show you how to do that, and I can put that in my description below. But again, 4 latches. So here on the 23-0, okay, you got 4 times you're going to have to unlatch it, right? There we go. And both of them will require, if you want to lock it, just a small lock, unfortunately, nothing robust because of these holes are pretty small. Let's check out the Roam latches. So thicker, looks like a bit of a bigger latch than that of the 23-0. So a little bit wider, and the 23-0 is a little bit thinner. Okay. So latching it down, I think both will hold steady anyhow. But when you buy these, and when I'm comparing these two, they're pretty much the same price. They're both right now in the $360 range. So you're going to be spending the same amount of money. Each will come with your bottle opener. I believe this one's on this side. When I open it up, let's open it up and see. All right. Both of them are using struts when you open them up, and 23-0 has them down below, as well as does the Roam. And Roam used to have them here, going from here to here, and they switched it to the lower part because it seems to be a little bit more sturdy. Now, when you buy these, even though they're the same price, and, you know, free shipping once you get up to those levels, this comes with handles, and I'd have to value these handles at about $25 because it's, or maybe 30, heavy duty straps, great grip, as you can see. Typically these are found, you'd put them on the side. For me, I'm putting one in the front and then diagonally in the back because I'm using a special mount here, which I'll show you in a second. On 23-0, no straps. Even though you do have the same type of structure where you can put the strap, so the buckle goes here, the straps then come out those 2 holes, and you've got your handle. That's exactly how it is on the Roam. So construction quite similar. But that's one difference, is those handles. So yeah, you're getting a bit of a $25 kick with the Roam, with those straps, handle straps. Now on the inside, with 23-0, you get the same, you know, where you can pre-thread it here. You can put in some bolts to put I guess a custom made MOLLE, because they don't make one yet Rome does. And as you can see, I did not go with the MOLLE. Some people think the MOLLE that comes with Rome is aluminum. It's not. It's like a heavy duty plastic nylon, a little bit flexible. So if you're expecting aluminum, it's not metal. So I opted for the bag, and I think it's awesome, and it bolts right in. So you can screw it right in. There's several different places, much like what, you know, almost they look similar. They both have these, and they both have obviously preset spots for you to put your bolts. Now, yes, I did try to see if the Rome would fit on 23-0. It does not. So anybody with a 23-0 wants to have an organizer, you're gonna have to wait to see if 23-0 ever comes out with one. Right now, it's not in the cards, but you never know. All right, so options on this one: handles, organizer, or MOLLE, where you do not get it with your 23-0. So what about mounting options? Now, there's lots of videos online that show people mounting these with carriage bolts on their Prinsu or front runners or whatever rack they have, or you can just use like a, you know, a U-bolt to bolt it down, but that requires drilling in the base. If you don't want to drill in the base, well, then I guess you could go with ratchet straps, cam straps, Bungi cords. You know, the ratchet strap, there's people that show that you can put it through here. All right, so having it lock here, going underneath the whole way to the other side, underneath your rails, and strap it down. But now your case is on your roof, you know, not permanently, but it's going to be a lot of effort to remove it if you're using your rig as a daily, parking in an underground garage, or you just don't want to be carrying your expensive case, because yeah, somebody might lift these, right? These are expensive cases. Let's face it, it's the high end of storage. It's badass looking, no doubt. Both of them look great on a truck. With the same thing, you know, with Rome, you can use straps, cam straps, Bungi cords, but they do make mounts for this. So I wanted to show you, first of all, we'll save this mount for last. This thing is phenomenal. But they make, and let me find it here. Going to pause a second. Okay, found them. They were sitting underneath my tool roll. I'll have a link to this, by the way, just showing that, you know, you put tools in here, what have you, roll it up, and it's the width of the case for both of them. A lot bigger on the 23-0. We'll get over that. We'll go over that in a second, but fits in the Rome as well. And these are just great value, especially if you buy 2 or 3. I'll put a link in my description below, because I set something up with this company where you get 10% off. Even on a Black Friday, if they have these on a super sale, you still get an additional 10% off. So check that out. We'll put that in the 23-0 for now. So these mounts, I call it the T-bar. So you can see 95 liter. This is made for this purpose right here. See that drop in? And as you come down here, it's just below the box, which means this is going to bolt to the side of your bar, your Prinsu bar, for instance. So you know that you can put a carriage bolt along there. You know, you have some room to adjust, and you can tighten it down. So that's awesome. No drilling, and those are about 40 bucks. It's your $40 solution. A little bit more expensive than buying ratchet straps, right? But it's clean. It's got a great look, and quite honestly, you can put them anywhere you want, right? You can obstruct the logo. Just depends if you're putting your cases vertical or, you know, horizontal on top of your roof rack. Now, it's made for the 95, as you can see. So will this work here? It'll go in, but it's way too long. So again, there are not many mounting options except for a DIY for the 23-0. However, I did find out that this company, this is Sherpa, by the way, they make an 83 liter. Again, that's for my zoom. Okay, there we go. 83 liter. They make this for the Rome 83 liter case. Can you use it here? Nope, comes up short. However, take a trip to your local hardware store, get a L bracket, and then that way, in this case, I would put this underneath my, at the bottom of my Prinsu rack and then bolted here. So that way you can have this nice and flush. Now, yeah, you're gonna spend like $8 to $10 for two of these together, and those mounts are about $30 when you get them finished. So 23.0 guys, if you already have your case and you're like, I want to find a better mounting option, that's an option. Now, let's look at what I think is the best option all around. It's the new rugged mounts. Look how beautiful that is. So that goes here underneath, right? So you mount this to your roof rack. And again, you have all these options. That's why they have this design. So you put it on your Prinsu bars. I have 2 bars that sit underneath this. Carriage bolt comes up through those, attachment slots and bolt it down. Presto, this is secure. Then this sits on your, or underneath, so the Roam connects to it, and then you have this amazing latching system here. So as you click it on, and when you pull this down, it obviously tightens. I'm going to see if I can move the case in a way so that I can show you that with one hand. But you get 2 of these, put them on the top of your roof rack, and that way you can remove your case in seconds, right? You don't have to undo bolts or straps or bungee cords and have this big ordeal on a Sunday night. You just want to chill out, watch Game of Thrones or House of Dragons or whatever, Sunday football, and you don't want to be taking all your gear off, at the dark of the night. This way, just unlatch it, off it comes, and presto, your rig's ready to go to work on Monday with all that dirt on it. You got to keep the dirt on it to kind of show everybody what's up, right? All right, so there you have that. The other thing I've noticed between these 2 cases, so this is kind of important. It might be a thumbs up for 23.0, and that is putting, well, let me show you. I got them ready here. ActionTrax or ActionTrax or whatever recovery board of your choice. So I've got several different colors. I helped out KC, the owner of this company, so I have got a pallet of these. If you're interested, hit me up. I have them for like a reduced price for minor blemishes, and a blemish means like something like that from the ink injection when they change colors. No big deal. They're like 99.9% perfect, but you get a discount. Anyways, let's see. Let me take one of these. I'll take the orange one and check it out. It fits in the 23.0, and that's because 23.0 has tighter sides, right? So this is butting right up to the plastic. It just comes over a little bit, so the cavity is flush with the opening, right? So look how much space we have on each side. Now I take out my ActionTrax board, try to put it in the Roam, and here's where you see it's not as long, so it's not going to fit. But even if it was, because there is that 82 liter, right? Would the 82 liter work? It doesn't, because look, the difference is this is a lot thicker on the Roam. This is thicker, and look, my hand goes in here. So you can store gear and tuck it underneath, but this ActionTrax board is not going to fit. Look, it barely fits that way, but it's not, well, the case is not long enough. So if you are wanting to get a case and you want to absolutely store your recovery boards inside, the Roam 95 liter is not going to work, and the 82 liter, I looked online as far as how big the opening is, it's not going to work either. But it will with the 23.0. And as far as the depth there, let's see how many boards we can get in there. That's 1. That's 2. There's 3. And there's 4 with room to spare up top. So 4 ActionTrax boards with the metal studs are in there. And again, just to point out, when you get these, it comes with zinc, silver zinc. When I work with ActionTrax, I get the boards that don't have any bolts in them, and I put yellow zinc grade 8, so that's heavy duty, or stainless steel. So they are sexy boards. Me personally, I would not be hiding them inside my case. I like to put them on the outside of the truck because they're just so badass. And again, I have a video, I'll put it down in the description as well. These boards, way better than ActionTrax. They use DuPont material, which is like 3 times more expensive than the nylon 6 that goes in like Tread Pros and ActionTrax, what have you, which is like a hard plastic. This is more of a malleable plastic. It's used in, they're used in train coupling bushings. So like 55 to 100,000 pound trains that smash into each other, the bushing is made out of that material. So this has been tested on a 55,000 pound fire truck, where ActionTrax, if you have a warranty issue, you have to prove that your truck doesn't weigh more than 7,000 pounds. Otherwise you're void. Not with ActionTrax. There's a no questions asked warranty. Anyways, hit me up if you're interested in boards. And as for the 23-0 and the Rome, I'll also have links in the description for whichever one is your cup of tea. I think they're both cool, and it's just kind of what style you want. You know, you've got the, again, utilitarian look of the Rome, or you have the streamlined look of the 23-0. Oh yeah, and I want to show you also ActionTrax pins. These actually, they fit the keyholes perfectly of the ActionTrax as well. So anything that's ActionTrax aftermarket, because they've been around, what, 20 years, there's a lot of aftermarket support for mounting. The pins, all the mounts, you name it, they fit the ActionTrax boards. And again, videos online showing people mounting these pins to the outside of the case, which does work on the Rome case. The top is wide enough, obviously, and they mount their boards on the outside. Same thing can be done with the 23-0. Let me see what I'm leaving out. Yeah, colors. Rome, you can get it in black, or the same color, slate gray, desert tan, or OD green. 4 colors to choose from. And, you know, obviously there's multiple cases. We're just looking at kind of like the slim line roof rack mount cases here. With 23-0, you can get it in any color you want, as long as it's slate gray. It's the only color they make. So slate gray for the only for all the cases that 23-0 has. Will they come out with other colors? I don't know. Maybe. But Rome currently, yes, you can get 4 different colors if you're trying to color coordinate something with your rig. Oh yeah, another thing. I finished this. So if I had another Rome case here that's black, it would probably look a little bit more dark gray black. This one's black. Here's why. This product here, Cerakote Trim Coat. So I used this. It comes in like wipes, you know, little packet wipes, and do put gloves on. This is a pretty serious chemical. And you wipe down the case. Simple as that. Wipe it, and when you're done, take a microfiber and just buff it off. I did not do the 23-0 because I'm not sure, well, will the slate gray fade in the sun? Maybe. Anybody who's had one of these cases, you know, for long enough, sitting out in the sun, Arizona, California sun, Florida sun all day long, Texas sun, maybe comment below if your case has faded. So check that in comments. But I'm pretty sure black over time is going to fade, and that's why I put this. In fact, I discovered this like 2.5 years ago, and I did put it, yes, on my wife's truck. Let's check it out. And I did this, I'm guessing, about 2 years ago. So this truck is dirty right now. Yeah, check that out. So I did it up to there. So I did all of this side, just wiped it. And that's just, again, a plastic, a hard plastic. And look at the fade. That's without it. Looks crap, right? And then presto, looks new. And no joke, no prep, nothing. My wife just came home right as I was starting this video. That's without it. And I did this just to see the test of time. It's my wife's truck, so I mean, it's up to her to keep it clean. But I did it just to see what it would look like. And look at that. That's 2 years later, and this car is not detailed right now. That's just what it looks like, and that's what it normally looks like. And yeah, I'm not sponsored by Cerakote at all. You just buy it on Amazon or eBay. But yeah, that's a cool product. And little disclosure on this product too. I did try it on a different type of plastic on my FJ40. This truck's on my channel. I did it on these, and it just really didn't do a good job. They're still faded. It didn't work. But this is a softer plastic. It's not a hard plastic. So I would say that product, oh, there's one other place I put it. I put it on the bumperettes on the back of this Land Cruiser. Sorry, not going to pull it up, but the bumperettes were super hard, just like the Lexus, so it turned out great there. So I think if you've got a hard plastic, that product is awesome. And that's 2 years. So I think maybe every 3 years you could recoat it, wash your case, recoat it, and it's going to look new. You know, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, as long as you keep doing a coat of that every so often. And it's not expensive. I think you can buy a bag of that for like 20, 25 bucks, $19.99, something like that. But did the job. That's why that's looking so nice and fresh. There you have it. And I've had this for a minute. I've had this a while. So that's not a brand new case, even though it looks brand new because I coated it. But these cases, both of them, they're going to last a lifetime if you maintain it well. So I think that definitely worthwhile. One other thing I do want to show too, as I keep thinking of other points to show you on the cases. The 23-0, it has, and you know what, I'm going to add at the end of this video a water test. Well, actually, you know what? Let's do it now. Let me add that water test where we're going to blast this with water and show you the difference. Okay, we're going to compare the 23-0 and the Rome as far as waterproof. So let's crank up our good old power washer. So we'll do the Rome first. Okay, that's jamming water in pretty good. Let me flip the cases. And I did put a Scott towel to maybe easier for us to see the water. So let's get this closed. And the good old 4 latches on the 23-0. It already got a little wet on the outside because I had it right in front here. I had a feeling that was going to slide plastic on plastic, so let's let it hang on a second. All right, as you see, I give it to you raw. I don't edit this stuff out. So I put it on the ground because plastic on plastic is sliding. The Rome didn't slide because I have that EO2 bracket on the bottom, which is metal, which kind of sat in those grooves on the Husky. All right, this ain't moving. I'm getting right close. Test the back. The back of the Rome too. I don't think I did it. All right, let's see how they do. Okay, moment of truth on the 23-0, how that held up. Wow. Again, when I think I opened it, you're gonna get these type of drips. Okay, moment of truth on the 23-0. Wow. I think, you know, there's a couple drips here, and that's solely because when we opened up the case, some of the water, you know, on the edges came out. But look, this seal does well. And what I notice on the 23-0 compared to the Rome, see how that's recessed and this sticks out. So instead of the rubber sitting on top of a flat, this goes up into the channel where the rubber is. So you got like kind of like that barrier here. You got the rubber that sits right down on this, like so. So I'm wondering if that design is a little more of a watertight seal on the 23-0. And look, our Scott towel, clean as can be. Wow. Okay, moment of truth for the Rome. Let's check it out. Very good on that side. On this side, we got a little wet. So some water did come in. So again, if you looked at this, the 23-0, it has a thinner piece here that goes up into this. And then you can see here, the plastic is flush with the rubber, not coming further down, right? Forming kind of like two seals in a way on the 23-0. So this, you're just counting on this making contact flat with that. And I think that's why a little water came in. Not so bad, but still, if you had something that you didn't want to get wet, it would have gotten wet on this side. All right. I'm a little surprised, but I think it just has to do with how that rubber seals between the two different cases. And I was, you know, I did push water real close, really hard, kind of over exaggerating what the extremes would be. You know, unless you're, you know, going against the wind in a sideways rain, then it would be pretty intense and you could get wet. Yep. And that's what I think why, because you just have that flat channel, which isn't very tall, that's just wanting to touch that rubber seal. All right, let me get these cases dried off. All right, so as you can see, this ridge line sits high and then it goes inside this. See how it's recessed? So when it closes, that bottom piece goes inside, which I think gives you a better seal than the design on this, where yes, this is lifted, but it's wider and it doesn't go inside anything. This is sitting flush with the case and it simply just sits down on that edge, right? If you could see, lines up and it just sits there to create your seal, versus the 23-0 is going to go inside that like so, and that creates your seal. So I think the sealing design has an edge with the 23-0. So yeah, you're not going to get all the colors of choice. You're going to get a different look and feel, but maybe for function, it's going to keep your gear drier. And I'm talking just like the water test video I added. You know, head on 80 mile an hour, like sideways rain as you're going down the highway. I mean, you either way, you might want to put something to avoid rushing water getting through those cracks, but it seems that with a 23-0, your gear inside would be a little bit more protected if it's gear that you don't want to get wet, or, you know, not wet, but some drips getting on the inside. All right, so I think that sums it up. I like both cases. Obviously you can see I got both of them. This one is going on this truck here. This one's going on my black diesel Land Cruiser. I have a video for each where it's just talking about the case and showing you how to mount it. So if you're interested to see how I've got these mounted, you have a video on each, because one interesting with the Rome, I have the EO2, which is that rail underneath, which is a incredible snap-on, snap-off solution for putting your case. So it's just as quick as the rugged, the Rome rugged mounts that you can get, but it's like not quite double the price, but it's like 50% more expensive. It costs you $300 and a little bit more to get that EO2 versus it's $199 for the Roam. And I think that $199 for the Roam is well worth it. You've spent this much on a case already. Why not get the mounts that are badass? I think those Roam mounts should cost more. I'm so surprised that they have them for $199. So that's why I got myself a set. There you have it. So any questions, hit me up in the comments. Links in the description below for both cases. Just brings you to their site for these sizes. And if you're interested in those, let me know. And also that cool ToolRoll that I showed you. All kind of just, you know, gear that any overlander is going to want to have. Kind of a must. You never want to be on the trail and get stuck, especially if you're by yourself and not have a set of recovery boards. And then, you know, so you can maintain great real estate inside your truck. The best options to mount it on top of your truck, on your roof rack. All right, there you have it. I think the only thing is I didn't show you the bottle opener. Trust me, Roam has it. It's on the other side of this case. Yeah, I'm lazy to turn it around. Watch the video on the Roam case alone, again, in the description, and you can see all those cool features. All right, happy trails. And if you want to see these on the rigs, on the respective rigs, that will also be in the respective videos of the 23-0, where I just show that case and show you how to mount, and the Roam, where I just show that case. Either way, can't go wrong. These are both awesome cases. It's just whatever your taste is, style, if color is important to you, and lastly, what type of gear you plan on putting inside your case. All right, happy trails. Thanks for watching. Okay, I got a postscript here. Maybe I'm not so lazy. For those of you who stay for the ending credits, there's your bottle opener on the Roam case. Gets the job done. That one just looks a little cooler. Anyways, as long as your bottle gets open. And here's how the mount works. So imagine, even though it's sitting on top of the 23-0, this is on your roof rack, bolted down. Case sits inside. You lift this up and it goes, sorry, let me get that on camera, right? So this lifts up with the handle down. It gets into that latch right there. And when it's in that latch, you close it and it snaps into place. And then you can tighten it as much as you want. So this whole piece here can tighten down or loosen. So you get the exact, you know, clamp force that you want with that leverage. And then here is because that's not going to open, that's locked. So you have to click that to pull it back and open. And then take your case off. And then it's Friday night, you're getting ready for some wheeling and some overlanding. So you slap this back on. And then if you want, there's a spot for a lock. That's awesome. And yes, I did try to see if it'll fit this. And because they are different widths, it does not at all. So with Roam, you have lots of options with mounting gear, the lid organizer, the molly. Hopefully 23-0 comes out with that at some point. But if you don't care for those extra items, well, the 23-0 is an option. All right, officially, I am signing off this time. Happy trails. Thanks for watching.